Hello to my favorite kindergartners. I am in a different room now, as you can tell, because my computer kept on dying, and so I needed to come to the charger. So that's why I'm in this room. This is what we call it the great room, probably because it's great big, and this is where we hang out most of the time. So you can see the TV, and you can kind of see the couch and the chair. That is my piano over there. That is my piano with my backpack. I don't know why that's there. And I'm trying to fix the lights. I don't know. It's got a pretty big glare from our back door. But anyways, this is where we are now. So this is lesson 130. Yes, I needed to double check that. It is 130. And I have made this video 4 times now and have either messed up or the computer died. So we're going to try this one last time and hopefully this one works. Also, I would like to apologize for being an idiot and noticing that the words that I was writing were coming up backwards to me because of my camera, but I actually watched a little bit of a video and realized that they're not coming out backwards to you. So I've just been writing backwards on all of your guys' stuff already for no reason. So I'm very sorry, and we will try to fix that. But we're on lesson 130 today, and actually, you're going to start out with the Think and Learn page, and it's one of the ones where you're drawing things, so that's super fun, and Mom and Dad can help you on all of that page as much as they want to, and as much as you need help, but something tells me that you're going to figure it out pretty quickly. So do your very best on that. And then you have writing pages, and you always do a good job on those. And then we are going to learn a new special sound. So our new special sound today, I think I forgot to get it out. Our new special sound today, I did. I forgot. When I moved rooms, I forgot to get it. So our new special sound today is S-Q-U. S-Q-U says squawk, 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 as in squeak. S-Q-U. Now, this one is a little bit tricky, but it has a vowel in it, right? But do you remember why there is a vowel with it? Because U always has to go with Q every single time. Remember, they're married. Remember we had a wedding for them? Remember that? Well, they're still married, and they cannot ever be unmarried. And now we have S-Q-U. Squaw says squaw, 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 as in squeak. Look at that mouse getting his tail squashed by an apple. He's squeaking very loudly. Now, the difference is, I'm going to turn this around here for just a minute. And I am going to just hold that right there. And if Mom and Dad want to pause it and give you time to read it, then that would be great later. But I'm going to go on. So here is the difference. I want you to look at this. So on this word squeak, I want to show you the little trick that we have to do when it comes to our circling our special sounds and our vowels for this. Because remember that the U is part of the special sound because she always has to go with the Q. So when you have to circle your special sounds, you're going to circle the U with the Q. Now, once it becomes part of your special sound, it's not counted in your vowels. So when you're marking your vowels, you don't count the U. So let's look at this. When we would mark our vowels, we would say now that there are 2 vowels in this word. Even though U is one of our vowels, let's say our vowels. A, E, I, O, U. There's U. It's part of our vowels, but we don't count it when we're marking our vowels. So we're going to say, not even there. She's with her special sound, so she's not a vowel. So when we mark our vowels, we're going to say there are 2 vowels in this word. And when there are 2 vowels in a word, the first one says it's long sound, and the second one is silent. So now we can read this word. So we'll read our special sound, squeak, squeak, squeak. Good job. And that's what our special sound word is. But can you try it with these? So let's mark our special sound up here. S-Q-U says squawk, 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 as in squeak. Now we're going to say how many, if you can see that, how many vowels do you see in it now? Remember, don't count the U. So that means there's only one, the I. When there is one vowel in a word, it usually says it's short sound. An NT is not a special sound. Remember that. So let's read this word. Squint, squint, squint. Do you know what squint means? It means you do this with your eyes. And you just look a little bit through your eyeballs, not all the way, just a little bit. That's squinting. So I think you guys are trying it. Good job. Let's try this one. Let's find our special sound. There it is. S-Q-U. Now we need, oops, not very good at this without looking. Now we need to count our vowels. Oh, wow, there's a lot. Remember, there's 3. That's just like having 2. So let's try this. When there are 2 vowels in a word, the first one says its long sound, and the second one is silent. Remember, when we have that E on the end, he's just hanging out. We don't need him, so he's quiet too. Let's try this word. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. That's what you guys try to do whenever you get in line with your backpacks on. Squeeze in line. Let's try this last one. Here's our special sound. Squaw. How many vowels are there? Don't count the U. There are 2 vowels, and when there are 2 vowels in a word, the first one says a long sound, second one is silent. Let's read this word. Squeal, squeal, squeal. That's right. Hunter would say that's probably what his sister does. Is that what you do, Katie? Squeal. Yeah. Sometimes I squeal too. It's okay. So those are pretty easy if you remember that the U, when it's with its Q, is not a vowel count. We don't count it. So good job. So the other thing that we've been doing is our numbers. Let's look at our coins. I'm going to hold up a coin and you tell me what it is. Penny. And how much is a penny? 1 cent. And whose picture is on the penny? Abraham Lincoln. He was our 16th president. And this one is a nickel. How much is a nickel? 5 cents. And so if we have 2 nickels, we have to count by 5s, and we say 5, 10. So now we have 10 cents. And if we have this one, we have a dime. And what do we count by when we count dimes? 10 cents. So if we have 2, we have 10, 20, 20 cents. Good job. Remember the one that we learned yesterday? I have to find it. I think I lost it. Oh, I found it. Who remembers what this is? It is the big one. It is called a quarter. This is a quarter. And how much is a quarter? 25 cents. Whose picture is that? George Washington. I hope that's what you said. George Washington was our very first president. And do you remember what's on the back? I'll give you a hint. I was hoping that you guys would tell me your stories about when you saw one. It's an eagle. Hopefully you've already sent me your stories about the eagle. So the quarter is 25 cents. If we have 2 quarters, we have 50 cents because we count by 25s, which we're not learning to do. But 25, 50. So then you would have 50 cents. If you had 4 quarters, you would have a whole dollar. That's a lot because remember, it takes 25 pennies to make 1 quarter. That's a big difference. How about we practice some flashcards? We practice our flashcards and I'm going to win. So you try to keep up with me, okay? I'll give you a second. 2 plus 7. 9. 3 plus 3. 6. That's too big. Let's try this one. 1 plus 10. Remember, it's 1 more than 10. 11. Let's try this one. 1 plus 8 equals 9. Did you beat me? 2 plus 3 equals 5. 1 plus 5 equals 6. 0 plus 9 equals 9. 1 plus 7 equals 8. I probably went too fast on that one. 0 plus 7 equals 7. Let's do one more. 1 plus 2 equals 3. Did you beat me? If you didn't, rewind it and do those again. And do them as many times as you can until you beat me. And then you got to tell me if you do. But you guys are doing a great job. Let's look at our clock super fast, and then we'll be all done, and you can do your papers with your mom and dad, okay? Remember, we talked about our clock a lot. We have to remember, I need my smaller clock. I'll have to bring my smaller clock in. So remember, we talked about if it is on, remember we look at our little hand first. Little always goes first. And we say he is on the 10. And our big hand is pointing to the 12. So that makes it what time? 10 o'clock. But what about when that moves all the way down to our 6? And we look at it and we say, oh, he's not on the 11 yet. So it's still 10. So 10, what time is it if it's on the 6? 10:30. Good job. But then remember, we talked about how we could get to that 30 by counting by, remember? 5s. We count by 5. So let's try it. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Good job. That's why it's 10:30. So what happens if that little hand is not to the 10:30 yet, and it's on the 3? What time is it then? Remember what we count by? We count by 5. So we say 5, 10, 15. I hope that's what you said. So what time is it? 10:15. Maybe mom can do some more. Maybe find a clock around the house and maybe change the time on it, and you guys can practice your 15s, your 30s, and your o'clocks, because that's what we've learned so far. So I hope that you guys have a great rest of the day, and just making sure I didn't forget anything. Today you do have a numbers test, but it is on the back at the bottom of the page. So I wrote on mom and dad's paper not to do it. So you don't have to do that. We'll do it when we get back in school. Remember how you guys come up to my desk and I ask you those questions? That's what we'll do when you get back. So you don't have to do the bottom half of your numbers paper. All you have to do is the top and the front. That's all you have to do. So I hope you guys have an awesome day. I miss you all very, 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 very much. And do your very best on your work and be very good. And remember to obey mommy and daddy and know that Mrs. Snell loves you guys and misses you so much.